Chivas already has a Mexican-American Tunisian signing. Let's talk precisely about this player. Also, Vasco Aguirre was amazing yesterday. He exploded. He was great in the press conference. We'll also be talking about this topic soon. I'm Jesus Bernal, and I thank all of you for your attention. Thank you very much for being here with me to talk about the latest regarding the Chivas team. So stay with me and remember, just look at this beauty. 2 Chivabonos. What do we have to do? Go to my Insta. The rules to participate are there. I'll leave the link for you right now. I'll put it below in the pinned comment. Without further ado, let's start this video with the latest news about Chivas. Well, the Guadalajara team. The Guadalajara team already has a new player. A player, as I was saying, Mexican-American with Tunisian descent as well, whose name is Anouar Ben Rouma, or Rouma. Anouar Ben Rouma. He's this player who comes to the sacred flock from Mazatlan, a team where he didn't have much participation in the first division. I mean, he did play, but not as much as he might have expected. Look, this is... Now I'll show you, right? A soccer player? Let me look for the photo so you can see him. Well, here you can see several. They've already photoshopped him in a Tapatio uniform, which is worth noting. This player's joining Tapatio. He's going to the Tapa team. Look, it's him. He is Anouar Ben Rouma. It's this soccer player who will see, I insist, on the Tapa team next season. What are his stats, right? What are his stats? And one thing, well, Chivas took advantage a little of the fact that this player was from Mazatlan and is now out of that team. Mazatlan doesn't exist anymore. Look, here he is. He's on Mazatlan's U21 team. He's 21 years old from Las Vegas, Nevada, a center forward, 6'1". With the U21, he scored 4 goals in 12 matches in the Apertura. After that, he got to be in a match with the first team. In the Clausura, 7 matches, 1 goal. He played 2 first division games in the last tournament. Look, here we can see him. This player had a total of 14 minutes, and he was called up for almost every game. He played against Atlas and against Santos Laguna in the current tournament. So, that's the player who's coming to Chivas, Mexican, American, Tunisian. Let's see how he does in this new adventure. And as always, right? The Guadalajara management is concerned about strengthening the core. That's a very good thing. If this happens, it's because they're anticipating a situation. And they need to bring someone in to reinforce that position. In the end, it doesn't really matter, right? Then they're with Tapatio, they use them for the U21 as well. They can move up to Chivas' first team. You can play around with a lot of things there. Mexico defeated the Serbian team 5-1 yesterday. It was a very strange match. The goal that Mexico conceded was very strange. 2 own goals by Serbia. I mean, it's one of those games that rarely happen. But it did. It happened. And they were asking Vasco Aguirre specifically about the goal that Mexico conceded. The truth is, he wasn't happy about it at all. He didn't like the goal his team conceded. Here's how he described it. Listen to him. Thank you, we just want to hear them.
It's 1:9 p.m. today, is the night you like when your team is ready? Yes. That value he gives us in the series goal, well, he wasn't alone. Also, when you listen to Jose Andres and Cesar de las Naciones,
what do you think about that?
Your team qualified, it's ready. If I missed something, let me ask you, in Serga's goal, well, there wasn't a goal, right?
Of course.
And, well, later we'll talk a bit about how you saw it.
How you saw that? Well, it was a terrifying screw-up, son. Terrible. One wasn't determined, another wasn't discussed. That's it. In top-level competition, you get punished if you make a mistake. Like, we made a mistake once in 90 years. Goal.
And nothing else ahead, Javier. They had the first half before the goals. Julian had one chance. Raul whiffed on another. How do you let that go?
What is it you do? Happy and glad. Imagine that. Oh no, 71 isn't very ugly. No, I'm happy with what I saw today. And that's part of the game. Sending balls flying and bringing them up. You can't score every chance you get, right? If the expected goals were high and we scored 5, well, hey, that's not bad. We created another 5, that's not bad either. I mean, were we lucky? Yes, the opponent had 2 accidents that usually happen in football. We made a key mistake. What happened? It cost us the goal. Well, that's the game. No, there's not much more to say.
And Javier Aguirre continues with this speech. Obviously, he's not going to give in, right? Especially with the goalkeeper situation. For me, it's clear. Look, Tala's been the starter since November. Tala was the starter against Ghana, and then Acevedo came in. Against the team from, what was Mexico's last match? Well, the last one they played. Australia, right? He was the starter, and then Memo came in. And yesterday he played the full 90 minutes. It's more than clear. But Vasco doesn't give in, at least not in his statements. Listen.
I reaffirm that we are a very solid, very united group, a family, and whoever plays, I insist on that, I'm at ease. It's true that Johan is the only left-footed centre-back, and in that sense, yes, we're missing a left-footer. But Rouma can play, Chavez can play, Israel can play, and like I said, Montes, who has played that way in Russia, can play too. Piojo is the only left footer on the outside, but Berlin we also have Chino. We can play a different way. I insist we have the great fortune of having 26 players of a very similar level. They arrived in good physical shape, they caught up with us, they're a little bit behind. Nora Chavez, who didn't have much participation, even Edson himself in the last 7 or 8 months. And now we're all at a very similar level, football-wise. Physically and emotionally. So I insist on this, it may sound obvious, but it's not. Whether we go with one group or another, I feel very confident. So there were no doubts. I left Jorge until the end. They could have taken him out or Tala. They were among the ones who could go the full 90, the ones we were going to leave on for the full 90. But really, you can look at the lineups, and even today you can't say, this one is absolutely certain because of this, and this, right? Even today, I wouldn't dare name 3 starters and say, it's this guy, and that guy. No, let's see how the week goes. Let's see how the workloads are, and let's see who starts. Believe me, I would be calm, and the 15 on the bench would also be ready to come in at any moment.
I already told you about Rangel. To me, it's obvious he'll be the national team's starting goalkeeper. If Javier Aguirre had doubts, well, he would do something else, right? He would do something else. He would have to give Memo Ochoa some playtime. Or don't tell me that. Damn. Memo Ochoa, wow, he had a ton of minutes. He hasn't played since March. He left his team in Cyprus when they started dealing with relegation, and he already began thinking about and working toward the World Cup. Of course, Memo won't be the starter. He doesn't even have any game rhythm. And in Acevedo's case, well, he's the last one who made it onto the list, since Luis Angel Malagon ended up getting injured. So man, this guy Rangel, the Chivas goalkeeper, is going to be the one in charge of guarding Mexico's goal at the World Cup. And well, just to wrap up, we're very close, very close to this event. In fact, let me tell you, today the South Korean team lands here in the city of Guadalajara. We'll be there, and I'm sure later I'll have a vlog about this topic for you. And the World Cup vibe is about to start buzzing. You can feel it. You can even smell it in the air. Keep in mind, it'll only be 2 weeks here in Mexico. It will start in Guadalajara. It begins on the 11th and ends on the 26th. Exactly 2 weeks of competition. And after that, well, the rest of the World Cup will move to the United States. All right, we'll end this video here. Thank you very much for your attention. Keep subscribing, commenting, sharing, and liking. See you next time. I'm Jesus Bernal. Goodbye.